All right, we're going to talk today about a little bit of background on microscopes and how and the different parts and pieces of the microscope. Microscopes, a bit of history. In 1665, Robert Hooke, an English physicist, sliced up a cork and looked at it under an early microscope. What is cork made out of? Wood. So is wood a living thing or a non-living thing?
Non-living. No, it's living.
It's living. Even if it's a dead tree, it still was once a living thing. So don't get too caught up in that. If it's a dead tree, it's still a living thing. Okay? Yes?
Still made of organic matter?
Correct.
Biological matter?
Correct. Make sure we're keeping our masks up back there, please. Thank you. And looked at it underneath an early microscope. That was just some magnifying lenses stacked on top of each other in a tube. Hooke noticed that the cork looked like it was made up of tiny squares that reminded him of the cells that monks lived in. Robert Hooke named them cells in 1665. Was Hooke looking at actual cells, the fundamental units of life? Was he? Yes. Technically, cork is made out of wood, which comes from trees, which are living things. So yes, they were just dead cells. Dutch scientist Anton von Leeuwenhoek is considered to be the father of microscopy. What does it take to become the father of something? What does that mean, Parker?
To be the one to discover it?
Yes, it's you are the first to decide or discover whatever this is. Good. In 1664, he started designing sophisticated, powerful microscopes. He looked at everything under a microscope: blood, pond water, insects, phlegm, etc., and made elaborate drawings of what he saw. All of those are microorganisms that he saw inside of all those things. His favorite party trick. Okay, clearly this was before, there was, you didn't go to the dentist, you didn't brush your teeth at this time, 1600s, okay? His favorite party trick was to invite people over for dinner. Have them scrape their teeth with like a toothpick, and then look at the microorganisms from their mouth under the lens. These were way before there was such thing as toothpaste, so you can imagine the nasty gunk that they were scraping off of their teeth.
Ordinary hygiene.
Right, exactly. Compound light microscopes. These are going to be the ones that we will be looking at a microscope. I'll have some slides that you can look at. Also, it's the same ones they have in the high school, so whatever we look at here will be the same ones that you'll be using in the high school. They are compound light microscopes. That's what most schools use. They have a built-in light source, 2 lenses that magnify well-lit objects and bring them into focus. I used to have one in here, but I guess they're
back there.
Yeah, I have one. This is just a smaller version. But same purpose. A little dusty though. Okay. Light source. Got a built-in light, plug them in the wall.
Will they be able to look at stuff
It's a
under
lot of
it?
wire.
What, JR?
Will they be able to look at stuff under it?
Yep, not today, but yes. I don't have time. I have to tell you the parts and pieces first, and then we'll spend some time. Light source at the bottom. The next one are the objective lenses. Okay, this one is smaller, so the lenses on this one are smaller than the ones that we use from upstairs. You can magnify them 4 times, 10 times, 40 times, or 100 times. This is the largest. We have some that if you can actually add a drop of oil to them, and they'll magnify it more. We don't use these. We don't use those. The high school does. The ocular lens. This piece itself actually magnifies it 10 times. So if you think this is 10, and this piece is 4, or this lens is 4, 10, and 40. So if you can imagine, so 10 times 4 is
40.
40. So that's actually 40 times. 10 times 10 100. 10 times 40. So technically, because this is already magnifying it, it's actually making it that many more times larger. Use the coarse adjustment. Coarse adjustment is up here. Fine adjustment, this one does not have, like I said, this is just a simpler version. But the coarse adjustment it has at the top. You place your slide. The slide goes on the base, which this is the base. The slide goes here. And you put your stage clips on top of the slide, and that holds it in place so it doesn't slide around. Coarse adjustment, stage clips. Okay. You turn on your light. Here's your ocular lens. There's your objectives. Turn on the light. Rotate the objectives so that the smallest, you always start with the smallest lens first. Then you increase your size as you focus in on what you're looking at. You don't ever want to start with the largest one, because if you do, then you could actually bump what it is that you're looking at. So you want to start with the smallest one and then increase it as you need. You look through the ocular lens, then you adjust here on the top down to where you can actually see whatever the specimen is that you're looking at. Okay. Oops, did I skip one? Here we go. That's one. How to use the microscope. If your specimen is in clear view, the stage is set, so do not touch it again. Once you see it, then it's where you want it to be. You don't want to move it again. Use the fine adjustment knob, which are right here, which this one doesn't have, because again, it's a simpler one. It would be right here. It's almost like a fine tuning. You can really get in on those small details and see them better.
Did you do the ocular lens or something?
Say it again.
The compound light, the ocular lens?
Right here is the ocular lens. That's the piece you look down in. This has it right here. For higher magnification, adjust the objective lenses, but leave the stage as it is. If the image is too dark, there's actually a little slide, little knob right here, and that adjusts how much light allows it to come through on the bottom of the stage. For images that are too dark, you just spin that little diaphragm, and then that allows more light to come in. You are looking at a specimen under the microscope using the low power 4 times objective. If your ocular lens has a magnification power of 10 and your objective lens has a magnification power of 4, what is the magnification?
40.
Got it. 40 times. What is the total magnification of an object viewed using a 10 ocular lens and a 10 objective lens? Go ahead.
100.
Very good. So we understand how that works. Using a standard compound light microscope with a 10 times ocular lens, a specimen is viewed at 400 times magnification. Which objective lens was used?
40.
Carson. C. 40 sounds right to me, and that is correct. Okay, we're done with that. Luckily I got that in, I think, before my battery died.
I'm gonna watch the battery.